So nominal voltage, it is the voltage supplied by the system or utility, and rated voltage, it is with respect to the equipment which you are using at your home. So if you take the mixie or grinder or AC or refrigerator or whatever it may be, those will be designed to operate a particular voltage, that is called as a rated voltage. Next, service voltage. So this is the voltage at the point where the electrical of the supplier and user are interconnected. So at the pole you have the supply system voltage. From the pole there is a cable, or it is also called as a service main. So service main is connected to the meter point at your home. So the meter point is the interconnection between the supply system voltage and your house. So this is the voltage at the point where the electrical of the supplier and the user are interconnected, and the supply system and the user will be interconnected at some particular point. That the voltage available at that point, it is called as a service voltage. Okay. Next, utilization voltage. The utilization voltage is the point at the line terminals of the utilization equipment. So, ante whatever the voltage available at the socket of the fridge or at the socket of the grinder or mixer, that is called as a utilization voltage. So, it is a less than the service voltage. So, obviously, so if you see one by one, the nominal voltage, so it is the system voltage. After that, service voltage. So nominal voltage nunchi next thing entante whatever the voltage or line available from the pole, that is connected to the meter. Okay, so that is called as what is the available voltage at the meter, it is called as a service voltage. So to the entire house, so the supply system gives the voltage, that is called as a service voltage. Now, utilization voltage is the voltage available at your domestic appliances, whatever it is. So, it is the utilization voltage. Next, rated voltage is completely different. It is the equipment is designed to operate for the optimal performance. So, this rated voltage with respect to the equipment. So, it is a different nominal, service and utilization voltage. These are the one by one sequence. Now, if you see, it is a pole in front of your home. Now, from the pole, there is a wire called as a serviceman connected, and here you have the house. Here you have the house, and there is a one point, so meter point and like that. So whatever the voltage available at this point, it is called as a nominal voltage. Nominal voltage, and the voltage available at this point at your house, it is called as a service voltage. And inside the house, so there is a one domestic appliance. So let it be, this is the AC or a refrigerator. So from the service main, there is a one line connected to this fridge. It is connected through the socket. Through the socket. So from the service main, there is a line connected to the socket. From the socket, you will get supply for the AC. So whatever the voltage available at the socket, it is called as a utilization voltage. It is called as a utilization voltage. So these are the step-by-step procedure: nominal voltage, service voltage, and utilization voltage. So ఇక్కడ ఏంటంటే there will be a voltage drops also from nominal voltage to service voltage to utilization voltage. So there is a small drop will occur. So service voltage, maintaining the acceptable voltage at the service entrance is the utility's responsibility. So this service voltage has to be maintained at a nominal value. So that is the responsibility of the utility. అంటే అది మనకి ఇంటికి సప్లై అనేది యాక్సెప్టబుల్ రేంజ్ లో ఉండే విధంగా చూడటం అనేది యుటిలిటీ యొక్క రెస్పాన్సిబిలిటీ. ఇక నెక్స్ట్ యుటిలైజేషన్ వోల్టేజ్ ఏంటంటే దిస్ ఈస్ ద వోల్టేజ్ ఎట్ ద లైన్ టెర్మినల్స్ ఆఫ్ ది యుటిలైజేషన్ ఎక్విప్మెంట్. ఇక్కడ యుటిలైజేషన్ ఎక్విప్మెంట్ ఏంటంటే ఇక్కడ ఏసీ కానీ రిఫ్రిజిరేటర్ కానీ. సో వాట్ ఎవర్ ద వోల్టేజ్ ఎట్ ద లైన్ టెర్మినల్స్ ఆఫ్ ది యుటిలైజేషన్ ఎక్విప్మెంట్, అంటే లైన్ టెర్మినల్స్ అంటే ఇక్కడ యూ మే కన్సిడర్ ఇట్ యాజ్ ఏ సాకెట్ అనుకోండి లైన్. సో సాకెట్ దగ్గర ఎంత అయితే వోల్టేజ్ ఉందో సో దట్ ఈస్ ఏ యుటిలైజేషన్ వోల్టేజ్. So it is the less than the service voltage by the amount of the voltage drop. So this is always less than the service voltage, and the voltage is the facility's responsibility. So the voltage ఇక్కడ ఏంటంటే మనకి ఇక్కడ దాకా తీసుకురావడం అనేది that is the utility's responsibility. After that inside the house, so it is your responsibility. So you have to maintain the proper voltage inside the house without any much voltage drop. So yeah, it is the responsibility of the facility, or that is nothing but customer itself, let it be. And equipment manufacturers should design the equipment which operates satisfactorily within the specified limits. So these equipment should be operate within the prescribed limits or specified limits. And so they will be designed for a certain voltage, but it should operate plus or minus some voltage levels. So if it is a design for 230 volts, it has to go operate satisfactorily 218 volts and 242 volts. So that is the thing here. And these limits allow for some voltage drop within the facility. So service voltage requirements are tighter than the utilization requirements. So actually these are the very low. So you should maintain the service voltage very tightly. So these are the important definitions with respect to the these voltage drop calculations. So let us see once again, read out all this. Nominal voltage, this is the voltage by which the system is designated. For example, 120 by 20 volt, phase voltage and line voltage, 220 volts phase and line, and phase and line. So in our India we have the 230 volts by 450 volts. Rated voltage, so this is the with respect to the equipment, this is the nameplate voltage, and it is the voltage at which the equipment is designed to operate for optimal performance. So it is the rated voltage. The service voltage, it is the voltage at the point where the electrical of the supplier and the user are interconnected. So this is the residential one house, and it is the pole, and this is the point where the system or supplier and user are interconnected, and whatever the voltage at this point, it is called as a service voltage. Maintaining an acceptable voltage at the service entrance is the utility's responsibility. So it is the responsibility of utility to maintain the voltage at this point satisfactorily. Utilization voltage, this is the voltage at the line terminals of the utilization equipment. So let us consider this is the AC or refrigerator, and this is connected to the socket, and whatever the voltage available at that socket, it is called as a utilization voltage. So it is a less than the service voltage by the amount of voltage drop in the facility from the service point to the utilization point. So this is the service point, and it is the a refrigerator. In between this, there will be a voltage drop, and the voltage at this point is it is the responsibility of the facility. So they will give the voltage within the prescribed limits, and it is provided by the utility at the service point. But after that, you have to look after your voltage without much voltage drop. and the equipment manufacturers should design the equipment which operates satisfactorily within the specified limits. So it should not be rigid to the rated voltage, but it should operate satisfactorily in between the prescribed limits. So it is a plus or minus will be there. So if it is a 230 volts to up to 218 volts and 242 volts, so it should operate satisfactorily. So these are the important definitions with respect to the voltage drop calculations. And uh, so this is the what we have discussed till now. uh, it is a substation, and nominal voltage has to be maintained by the substation. And it is a substation, it is connected to the poles. And this from the pole, so this is the pole which is nearby your house, and from the pole it is connected to the meter. And this is the point where this that electrical supplier and user are interconnected. So this is the point where both are interconnected. Now here the service voltage and nominal voltage, so this is the utility responsibility. So nominal voltage should be maintained, and service voltage at the entrance of the house should be maintained by the utility. So these two voltage, and after getting supply at the meter, and it will be connected to the all the appliances inside the house. So it may be connected to the computer, or inverter is there. Now whatever the voltage available at the terminals of an equipment, so let us suppose there is a socket there. So there is a from this point there is a socket. So at this level, whatever the voltage available, it is called as utilization voltage. So this voltage has to be maintained by the facility, and it is the facility responsibility. So this is the facility responsibility. And one more thing is that rated voltage. So this rated voltage is with respect to the manufacturer. So there is a one equipment, and this rated voltage uh, uh, has to be maintained by the manufacturer. అంటే ఇప్పుడు if it is designed for 230 volts, it has to be operated for 230 volts. So if it does not operate for 230 volts, then there is some defect in the manufacturer. So that there will be a problem. So every manufacturer should take responsibility to operate every equipment at rated voltage. So that is called as a manufacturer responsibility. So whatever the equipment they will supply, it should be designed in such a way that it should operate at a rated voltage or within the prescribed limits optimally. So this is another thing. So it is a manufacturer responsibility. సో నామినల్ వోల్టేజ్ అంటే సర్వీస్ వోల్టేజ్ అంటే జనరేట్ చేసి మన ఇంటి దగ్గర వరకు తీసుకురావడం వరకు కూడా యుటిలిటీ రెస్పాన్సిబిలిటీ. ఇంట్లోకి వచ్చిన తర్వాత ఇంట్లో వోల్టేజ్ను చూసుకోవాల్సిన రెస్పాన్సిబిలిటీ మనది, ఫెసిలిటీ రెస్పాన్సిబిలిటీ. తర్వాత మన ఇంట్లో ఏదైతే ఎక్విప్మెంట్ మనం కొన్నామో ఆ ఎక్విప్మెంట్ ఎంత వోల్టేజ్కి అయితే, ఎంత రేటెడ్ వోల్టేజ్కి అయితే అది ఆపరేషన్ అనేది ఆప్టిమల్గా ఉంటుందో, సో అక్కడ అది ఆపరేట్ అవ్వాలి. సో అది ఆపరేట్ అవ్వలేదు అంటే మాత్రం అది మ్యానుఫ్యాక్చరర్ ప్రాబ్లం. సో మ్యానుఫ్యాక్చర్ రెస్పాన్సిబిలిటీ ఏంటంటే ఆ పర్టికులర్ ఫ్యాన్ కానీ, గ్రైండర్ కానీ, మిక్సీ కానీ రేటెడ్ వోల్టేజ్ దగ్గర మనకి పెర్ఫార్మెన్స్ అనేది మంచిగా ఉండే విధంగా చూసుకోవాలి. సో దీస్ ఆర్ ది వేరియస్ రెస్పాన్సిబిలిటీస్ and at various levels and different voltage levels. Now, why do we need voltage drop calculations? So what makes you to calculate these voltage drops? And we have to minimize these voltage drops. So if it does not minimize, what will happen? So if there is a 1% voltage drop, can lead to the reduction in the tungsten lamp illumination by 3%. Next ఏంటంటే some home appliances which are operated by the motors can be affected by reduction in the voltage levels, and reduction in the voltage level will be accompanied by the rise in the current level. So ఎందుకంటే so if you consider the P equal to VI cos phi in the true power, so if the voltage is reduced, then for a fixed true power transmission, then the current will be increased. So if the current will be increased, there will be some consequences. So reduction in the voltage level will be accompanied by a rise in the current level in a circuit for the same power demand. So we need the same power, but voltage is reduced. But in order to maintain the P as a constant, the current will be increased. Since the voltage drop is within the 10% decrease, current will normally increase within the same limits without any tripping of the circuit breaker. అంటే for the starting of the feeder, and there is a breaker, and at the house also we have the MCBs. But ఇక్కడ ప్రాబ్లం ఎక్కడ వచ్చిందని అంటే, if the voltage drop is decreased by 10%, current will be increased, but that current is in such a way that it will not trip the circuit breaker. It will not trip the circuit breaker. So ఎందుకంటే that current is not that much enough to trip the circuit breaker, but definitely there is an increment in the circuit current. So if suppose it is a particular equipment has the 20 ampere 2 amperes, let us suppose, and circuit breaker is can trip at 5 amperes, let it be. So circuit breaker may trip at 5 amperes, rated current is at 2 amperes, but because of this decrease in the voltage level, this current will be flow at a level of 4 amperes continuously for long run. So if it is a crosses the 5 amperes, circuit breaker will be open the circuit so that all the equipments will be protected. బట్ ఇక్కడ ఏంటంటే 2 amperes అనేది రేటెడ్, సో ఇది మనం మెయింటైన్ చేయాల్సింది. కానీ ఇక్కడ ఏంటంటే ఫర్ ద లాంగ్ టైం 4 amperes అనేది ఫ్లో అవుతుంది. సో విచ్ డస్ నాట్ హ్యాపెన్ because of this more current for so much time, heat will be developed. On the long run, the equipment will suffer from 10% current increase that could lead to the equipment failure due to the gradual temperature rise. So andukosam he has mentioned gradual temperature rise. So gradual temperature rise for so much time, then automatically the equipment will be failure. So because of these conditions, you have to do the voltage drop calculations. So after that you have to take the precautions. So that is the need of calculating the voltage drop. For the voltage drop calculations, we do consider this simple example for finding the voltage drop. We considered one circuit having the two buses, bus 1 and bus 2. So bus 1 and bus 2, and it is taken it as sending end and receiving end, and it is a breaker. It is having the impedance of Z bar equal to R plus JX. So as it is a phasor, we have mentioned it as a Z bar R plus JX, and this R and X is the resistance and reactance of the entire feeder, and I bar is the current flowing through the feeder, and SR equal to PR plus JXR. So it is apparent power drawn by the load which is connected to the receiving inside bus, and PR is the true power taken by the load, and QR is the reactive power taken by the load, and wherever this QR, it is having the positive, so it will take the lagging reactive power. And mostly if it is a positive means it is a inductive load. So this is the thing we have taken as an example to derive the voltage drop. Now we can take Vs equal to by applying the you can apply the KVL. and sending end voltage should be equal to the drop across the feeder and receiving end voltage. So VR bar plus I into Z bar equal to Vs. And for this, we can write it as a VR bar. This is the same we have written VR bar plus I into Z bar. So this Z is nothing but R plus JX. R plus JX. So you multiply I with resistance and reactance, then you will get R I bar plus J X I bar. So it is the thing Vs equal to Vr plus resistance drop and reactive drop. Now, for this, you draw the phasor diagram. You take VR as the reference phasor. So this is the reference phasor. As it is a inductive load, that is, it is taking the lagging reactive power. So for that, the current lags the voltage at the receiving end side at the load. I lags the voltage VR by an angle theta. So first to draw this one. So VR reference phasor, and after that the current I lags the VR by theta, let it be. And for this, draw resistive drop. So to the VR you have to add RI bar, RI bar. So the RI is the resistance drop. So resistance drop is in phase with the current I bar. So from this point you draw one phasor in parallel with the I bar. So from this point to this point, so it is a IR, and the next one is the reactance drop. So this reactance drop you can draw. So J multiplied by I bar, and these two, this drop is multiplied with the J. So J means that phasor is rotated by 90 degrees. So there 90 degrees. So with respect to the current I. So this is the current I, and in parallel with the current. So this phasor and this phase both are parallel. So if you draw the phasor in 90 degrees with respect to the IR, this you will get this point. So from this point IR, you draw the JIX. So this is the reactive drop, and you combine these two IR and IX bar. The resultant you will get impedance drop, resistance drop, reactance drop, and impedance drop. Now the resultant of all this VR, RI and JXI. So VR, IR and JXI. The resultant will be VS bar. So you will get what is the sending end voltage VS bar. So this is the phasor diagram. Now we want voltage drop. So voltage drop and so it is a Vs minus VR, sending end voltage minus receiving end voltage. You will get the voltage drop. This is the VR and this is the Vs. So this Vs is greater than VR, but this Vs makes an angle del with respect to the VR. So in order to find out a difference between the Vs minus VR, you have to project this Vs onto the reference. We have to project this Vs onto the reference, so that you can calculate, you can derive the expression for voltage drop between Vs and VR. For that, this is the Vs and makes an angle del on the adjacent side. So if you take, so this is the triangle. So this is the right angle triangle, and the angle is delta. We want Vs component on this side. So that means it is a adjacent side. So we want adjacent side in terms of hypotenuse Vs. So adjacent side equal to the hypotenuse multiplied by cos del. So if you want to get the adjacent side, you have to multiply hypotenuse with the cos. So Vs is the hypotenuse and the cos of del. So from this point to this point, it is a Vs cos del. And from this point to this point, it is already assumed as a VR, reference phasor. So it is a VR. Now, from this point to, so it is the one thing, and it is a VR. Now in between these two, whatever we happen, it is a voltage drop, sending end voltage minus receiving end voltage. So Vs minus cos del minus Vr. So Vs cos del minus Vr. So it gives the voltage drop. So this is the uh, uh, side and this is another side, and it forms one triangle. So it is a 90 degrees and it makes an angle theta. Now ఫ్రమ్ దిస్ పాయింట్ టు దిస్ పాయింట్ మనకు కావాలి అంటే టోటల్గా మనకు కావాల్సిన లెంత్ ఏంటంటే ఇక్కడ నుంచి ఇక్కడ వరకు కూడా ఎంత లెంత్ ఉందనేది కావాలి. అది తెలిస్తే కనుక మనకి వోల్టేజ్ డ్రాప్ వస్తుంది. ఇది కావాలి అంటే ఫస్ట్ ఏంటంటే ఈ ట్రయాంగిల్ నుంచి మనకి ఈ లెంత్ ఎంత అనేది మనం ఐడెంటిఫై చేయాలి. ఫర్ దిస్ ఈస్ ద యాంగిల్ థీటా. అగైన్ వి వాంట్ ఎడ్జసెంట్ సైడ్, ఎందుకంటే సో దిస్ ఈస్ ద ట్రయాంగిల్ అండ్ ఇట్ ఈస్ ద యాంగిల్ థీటా, ఇట్ ఈస్ యాంగిల్ థీటా, ఎడ్జసెంట్ సైడ్ కావాలి. సో ఎడ్జసెంట్ సైడ్ కావాలి కాబట్టి సో ఐఆర్ it is the hypotenuse multiplied by cos theta. So from this point to this point, it is nothing but from this point to this point, it is the IR cos theta. And another thing is that so there is a one more triangle, so it forms another triangle and it makes the same angle as that of this one. So this is the angle theta. So from this triangle, you can calculate so what is this side, and here it is the opposite side. So this is the opposite side. మనకి ఇక్కడ ఏంటంటే adjacent side కావాలి, ఎందుకంటే మనం we are concentrating on finding the value from this point to this point. So ఇది ఈ triangle కి adjacent side అయింది, but if you consider this triangle, it will be the opposite side. So we want this value. So if you want to find out the opposite value, so this is the hypotenuse. So this is the ix. This is the ix. So if you want to get opposite side, hypotenuse multiplied by sin theta. So it will be the ix sin theta. So ikkada nunchi ikkada varaku emo ir cos theta. So from this point to this point emo ix sin theta. In between there will be a small portion. It is a neglected. So entire line will be taken as a ix sin theta. Hence we can say from this point to this point, ir cos theta plus ix sin theta. So this is the voltage drop. Now if you want to get vs cos del minus vr, so this should be equal to the ir cos theta and plus ix sin theta, or else you can say vs cos del equal to the vr plus ir cos theta plus ix sin theta. So this is the equation we got it. Now so this del we are assuming it as a approximately equal to the 0. So in between the receiving end voltage and the sending end voltage, we are assuming the angle as a 0 degrees. So substitute here and the cos 0 will be 1. Now we can write it as a vs minus vr. So vs minus vr, voltage drop equal to the ir, you take it out, r cos theta plus x sin theta. So it is the voltage drop from this phasor diagram. So if you want to get the voltage drop in the feeder, you have to multiply the current with the components r cos theta plus x sin theta. So this is the voltage drop. So actual voltage drop, it is a I into r cos theta plus x sin theta, it is a voltage drop. So if you want to get in terms of per unit, you divide with one base voltage. So you may take any voltage. So it is a if it is divided with the base voltage, it will be converted into the per unit. So voltage drop in per unit equal to I into r cos theta plus x sin theta by base voltage. So here r and x are in terms of the ohm. So r is the resistance of the entire feeder and the resistance of the reactance of the entire feeder. Now Vd per unit equal to you multiply and divide 3 Vr. So 3 Vr. So I into r cos theta plus x sin theta only. So you multiply 3 Vr in the numerator and 3 Vr in the denominator. So you will get the same result. Now this will be approximately equal to, so this 3 VR I we can write it as a 3-phase power, yes, 3-phase, and uh, uh, it will be r cos theta plus x sin theta undi kada. So this we can write it as a r equal to small r multiplied by L effective, L effective, where r is the ohm per unit length, r is the ohm per unit length. So if you want to get the r, in place of the r, just we have substituted smaller into L effective, and in place of the x we have substituted x into L effective. So L effective anedi length of the feeder, we have taken it out, and we can write it as a small r cos theta plus x sin theta. So it is the per unit length. So if you want to get the entire fader length, you have to multiply with the fader length L effective. So here we have done 3VR place lo we have write it as a 3-phase power S 3-phase, and R and X place lo R into L effective and X into L effective ఇది రాసాం. దీంట్లో నుంచి L effective అనేది మన కామన్ ఉంది కాబట్టి బయట తీసాం. సో we have written R cos theta plus X sin theta. So that is multiplied by, ఇక్కడ ఏంటంటే we are assuming that VR equal to VB. సో రిసీవింగ్ ఎండ్ వోల్టేజ్ అండ్ బేస్ వోల్టేజ్ బోత్ ఆర్ సేమ్ కింద తీసుకున్నాం. దెన్ ఇట్ విల్ బికమ్స్ ద VB స్క్వేర్. నెక్స్ట్ ఇంకోటి ఏంటంటే ఇక్కడ 3 ఉంది. సో ఆ 3ని న్యూమరేటర్లోకి తీసుకెళ్ళాం. సో దెన్ వీ కెన్ రైట్ ఇట్ యాజ్ ఏ 1/3. సో మల్టిప్లైడ్ బై, సో ఇట్ ఈస్ ఏ 1000 అనమాట. సో మనం ఏంటంటే 1 కిలోమీటర్ లెంత్ మనం తీసుకుంటే దెన్ ఇట్ విల్ బి మల్టిప్లైడ్ విత్ ద 1000. సో అందుకోసమే L ఎఫెక్టివ్ అనేది ఎఫెక్టివ్ ఫేడర్ లెంత్ ఇన్ కిలోమీటర్ అని చెప్పేసి అన్నాం. సో దట్ హ్యాస్ టు బి మల్టిప్లైడ్ విత్ ద 1000. Now this entire expression, it is taken it as a k constant. So that is mentioned as a k. So ఎందుకు ఇది డెరైవ్ చేసామంటే in future we will use this k, we will use this k in all the derivations. So that's why we need to understand what is the k. So here the k is nothing but r cos theta plus x sin theta multiplied by 1/3 into 1000 by VB square. So it is the value. Now VD per unit equal to, so ikkada S3 phase L effective into K. So only 3 terms are there: L effective, S3 phase, L effective, and entire expression is replaced with the K. So this is the final expression. VD per unit equal to approximately equal to K S3 phase L effective. సో అప్రాక్సిమేట్ గా ఎందుకు తీసుకున్నామంటే, సో ఇందాక మన ట్రయాంగిల్లో స్మాల్ పోర్షన్ ఉంటే దాన్ని మనం అవాయిడ్ చేసాము. ఇంకోటి ఏంటంటే ద యాంగిల్ బిట్వీన్ ద సెండింగ్ ఎండ్ వోల్టేజ్ అండ్ రిసీవింగ్ ఎండ్ వోల్టేజ్, సో ఇట్ ఈస్ టేకెన్ యాజ్ ఏ 0 degrees. So we have taken it as a approximate voltage drop in per unit. Now this we can write it as a K into load moment in kVA. So K multiplied by, so you can write it as a S3 phase, it is in terms of the kVA, and L effective is in terms of the kilometers. So కాబట్టి K into load moment in kVA kilometer. So this is the approximate equation. Now we can write it as a again K S3 phase L effective, where K equal to all these equations, and it is a kVA per kilometer, per kVA kilometer. So ikkada various parameters are: L effective is the effective length of the main feeder in kilometer, and S3 phase is the 3-phase loading, and R and X is the resistance and inductive reactance parameters of the meter in ohm per kilometer. K is the parameter in per unit voltage drop per kVA. So this is the per unit voltage drop per kVA kilometer, and VB is the base phase voltage.